Hello, how are you? I've had my hair cut, so I'm absolutely ecstatic that life might be returning to slightly more normal. Anyway, today's recipe is for Bhindi, a beautiful vegan recipe for Bhindi, otherwise known as okra, otherwise known as ladyfingers, which was my prison name. And it's a Punjabi recipe, so the north of India, near Pakistan, where my father-in-law's from. He first introduced me to Punjabi recipes. See, Bangladeshi are much more sweeter, and that's what a lot of English takeaways and restaurants are Bangladeshi. And he's told me that Punjabi was the best, and it is very, very, very tasty. So this is my take on a Punjabi okra recipe, Bhindi. Enjoy it, take care, stay safe, go! Okay, so okra time. Get a load of okra from your local Asian supermarket. That's around 300 grams worth. And wash it in some salty water. Like they say in pasta, the water needs to be slightly less salty than the sea. Just to wash it off, give it a bit of seasoning. So wash it off there. And then you top, tail and middle, if the fingers are long enough, top, tail and middle each finger. After you've drained off the water. Okay, so that's what we're doing now. Top, tail, middle. In the pot. There we go. Top, tail, middle. Middle. Top, middle, tail. There we go. So that's what you need to do for the whole pack. Very slimy okra, you'll see it. It gives off like a aloe vera residue. It's very characteristic of okra and it puts people off, but after you cook it, it's not really there, so don't worry about it. So, tablespoon of fresh coriander seeds, tablespoon of cumin seeds, heat them in a pan and then grind them to a very fine powder and set aside to put in the sauce later on. Get some green finger chilies. Those aren't green bird's eye, those are green finger chilies, long and mild but mega flavoursome. So cut them thus. Chop them up finely like that. And then we need to make a garlic ginger coriander paste. So I made a load here because I was making a saag at the same time. So basically you can make as much as I've done here, and then you can freeze them in ice cube tray, and then release each ice cube as you need it. So what's that? 6 garlic cloves, 2 thumbs worth of ginger, cut across the grain so that it pulps easier in the blender. Get a load of coriander stalks. They've got an incredible amount of flavour. Chop them again to help the blender, so just chop them fine, down a little bit basically, and throw them in the blender with a little bit of water. That's my mini chop and grind, wild chop and grind. A little bit of water, blend it down. That paste is absolutely fantastic. What a smell. You can see actually give it a smell then, and why not? Because it's so fresh and better than any jarred one that you get from the Asian supermarket. So get your coriander in a hot pan of oil and fry it for about 8 minutes, I'd say, till it's all brown all over. Once that's done, take it out and set it aside in a warm tray to add to the curry right at the end. Okay, bit more oil and it's curry time now. So 1 whole grated onion, fry that until it starts to brown. Mix it all in, make a little well in the middle, characteristic well in the middle. That's black cumin I've added there, teaspoon of black cumin, teaspoon of coriander seeds, a fairly heaped teaspoon of Asafoetida, or hing it's called. If you go to the Asian supermarket and you can't find it, it's called hing, so ask them for that. If you can't find it, they'll find it for you straight away. Mix it in like I'm doing there. Good mixing, good bit of seasoning, 2 good pinches of salt there now. The salt breaks down the onion, as we've said in many of my curries before. It breaks down the onion. So, half a mini tub of good quality tomato paste. Okay, in we go. Give that a fry. Fry that in. Mix it into the onion. In you go. And it seems to me as well, the better quality the tomato paste, the less sort of sharp it is. The really cheap ones from like Tesco's, Sainsbury's, are fairly sharp in taste, but those ones from the Asian supermarket are really sweet and lovely. So about 1 full heaped teaspoon of garlic, ginger, coriander paste. Fry that, mix it in. Starting to kick off some outrageous aromas now, that curry, with the cumin, the coriander and all the ginger. And 2 chopped up good quality fine tomatoes, if you can, would be ideal, or 1 beef tomato. Take the stem out of the centre, chop them up and put them in. A handful of those chopped green finger chillies. Yeah, mix that in. And because we've got a barrier and we won't burn the spices now because of all the tomato in, we can mix that powder in there. Mix the powder spice and add a bit of water, and we can let that simmer and let it release. So 250 ml of water. In we go. And that is smelling unbelievable, that curry right now. Actually a fantastic base sauce for a lot of things, that would be right there. So mix that in, let it simmer, let the oils of the spices dissipate and mix throughout the sauce. Give it a taste, check it for seasoning again. And guess what? It needed seasoning. 1, 2, and a third one. It looks like a lot of salt, but it needed it, so there you go. If stuff needs seasoning, don't scrimp, but don't put too much in. For God's sake. And in goes the okra now, and we're going to let that simmer now in that pot for about 8 minutes, I would say, 8 to 10 minutes. Mix it all in and get it simmering so that everything heats through, because don't forget that okra is already cooked. It's just on the brink. So let it heat through. If you overcook okra, it disintegrates in a most unpleasant way. It sort of shreds each of the hexagons, the whole side of the hexagon, or whatever it is, the shape of the center of the okra. It's actually quite unpleasant, so don't overcook the okra. So we're just going to cook this now, simmer it for about 8 minutes, mix in some coriander, fresh chopped coriander. So let that simmer for about 8 minutes, I'd say, 8 or 10 minutes. That's it. All reduced now, nice and thick sauce. Fresh coriander is going to go in now. The heat is turned off. There you go. Come on. Whoa, this is awkward. Fresh coriander. As I mentioned about 2 minutes ago. I didn't quite get there. So there we go. Fresh coriander is in. That's now ready for dishing up. Stick it in one of those lovely silver pots like you get from the takeaway. Give it to a friend. Eat it yourself. Whatever you do, that is vegan friendly, mega tasty, and very, very healthy, except for all the oil that's in it. So if you can think of a better way of cooking spices and such without oil, then let me know. But that's how you do a traditional Punjabi Bhindi curry. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy, take care, stay safe, put a lid on it, and hopefully life will start returning to normal soon. But not for me, because I'm a stand-up comic and theatres are all shut until 2021. God damn it.